Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. I'm co-host Matt Cabral, here with my other co-host, Shawn Olheim, the owner of the Buffalo Banter TikTok. Today on episode 1, we're going to be recapping Thursday Night Football, which just ended a couple hours ago tonight. It's very late here on East Coast time. We're also going to give our Week 8 pick'ems for this weekend, and then we're going to talk about some NFL trade rumors for this upcoming, trade deadline in a couple weeks. There's a lot going around right now, a lot of names floating around. Probably won't happen because we never see guys get traded like that. Shawn, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to finally get the podcast going. This is something we've been talking about for a while. Something that we both, wanted to pursue once we started our own personal channel. So it's exciting to finally get our own podcast going, getting all the equipment and everything. Fun little game tonight. Chargers put a beat down on the Vikings. Carson Wentz was just going through it tonight. I mean, the guy, his left shoulder is probably in pieces at the moment. Got a feel for him. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, and we'll get into the details of the game. Definitely an interesting week coming up for the NFL. A lot of surprising starts for a lot of teams. I understand we're starting this podcast pretty late this season, but me and Shawn we're both in school. Nothing's easy right now, but we're getting into it. So I guess we'll just start right off with Thursday Night Football with the recap. So Shawn, as you said, Chargers ended up winning. Final score of, what was the final score?
37-10.
Yeah, 37-10. Honestly, kind of felt worse than that, even though that is a horrendous final score for the Vikings. But I guess the main storyline, we'll start with Minnesota. We'll get into the Chargers later. We'll go just to the injury of Carson Wentz first. He's not healthy, and neither is JJ McCarthy because he didn't practice, I don't believe, at all leading up to this game. He's still dressed, but we saw Max Brosmer come in at the end of the game. UNH legend, by the way. But yeah, Carson Wentz isn't healthy, but we've been seeing over these past couple weeks when he is healthy, he can't process. It takes him a while to read the field. And the offensive line is injured for sure, but he's definitely slowed down as a processor, and he hasn't done anything to elevate the Vikings offense. And even Justin Jefferson, you can see, is pretty visibly frustrated. So, I mean, the Vikings are in a pretty tough spot right now. And I don't know what they're going to do with the quarterback position. Hopefully JJ after this mini bye, I think he'll be okay for the next game. But right now, Carson Wentz, he's not the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I was watching this game and I just find myself so many times be like, Carson, you got to get rid of the ball, man. I understand he's under a lot of pressure, but it's just not a good performance, man. And the man of all consistencies, Justin Jefferson. I mean, horrible game offensively from the Vikings, but Jefferson still put up 7 catches for 74 yards, which is just great. The run game was absolutely horrible, though. Xavier Scott came in at the end, got 2 carries for 16 yards, but other than that, they had 18 yards on the ground, which you just don't want to see that at all. If you can't get the run game going, the rest of the offense doesn't flow. So super hard to build off that.
100%. Yeah, and even the Vikings defense this season, they haven't been the Brian Flores defense that we're normally used to. Again, the offense isn't helping them whatsoever like they normally have back in, a couple years ago with Kirk and all those guys. But onto the Chargers, they're getting healthier. The offensive line, Joe Alt had a great game today against Jonathan Grenard. I think he only allowed 1 pressure the entire game. Grenard had a sack, but not a sack. He had a nice tackle, but it was on a Justin Herbert. He stepped up in the pocket. But other than that, Joe Alt, you could tell the difference when his presence is there right away for the Chargers. Mekhi Becton got hurt again, had to leave the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So the Chargers they can't seem to stay healthy. Derwin James had to leave the game as well. So the Chargers are just dealing with the injury bug. But Justin Herbert, pretty solid game today. Had that 1 tipped interception at the line. Just a good play by the Vikings. But Herbert looked like himself today. And let me tell you, it's Vidal. I didn't tell you pronounce it, or is it? Yeah, the running back.
It's Vidal or Vidal.
Yeah,
I'm not
Vidal.
100% sure on that.
Yeah, I like how he runs. He runs tough and aggressive.
He runs the ball hard.
I liked watching him play. Kind of a slow start, but I think it was in the second half. He had this one drive where he ran for it seemed like 15 plus yard runs, 3 plays in a row. I like how he plays, and he just seems like such a Jim Harbaugh running back. for that offense. And, going into the year, they were expected, oh, we got Najee and Omari, and like we're going to be a great running team. You got Jim Harbaugh, and now you're left with Vidal, but he's been great. Or this game, he was at least great. Well, hopefully Hampton gets healthy for the talent that he has, but Vidal held his own today, and he had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, I think tonight just kind of proved like not to take anything away from Vidal, but like you can kind of just plug and play um almost any running back, it seems like, and they can be successful in this offense. I mean, especially the presence of Joel is huge too. But like you mentioned, he started off super slow and the offense just wasn't flowing. Herbert was their um biggest rusher for a majority of the game. And then
Yeah.
luckily in the second half, Vidal eventually came into his own there, added a touchdown as well. But Herbert had 62 yards on the ground too. It's not, I mean, he's an athletic quarterback, not usually a guy you see scramble, all the time, but I thought he looked solid on the ground as well.
And Shawn, you'll agree with me here because me and you are both big fans of this guy. It's awesome to see that the Chargers are finally starting to, like, I don't want to say they weren't like using Ladd McConkey because it's not that, but he's finally starting to like look more comfortable in this offense like he was last year. He had a great game tonight. He's kind of putting together a couple string full of, strong games for Ladd. 6 for 88 and a touchdown tonight, 28 yards a yak. And Gadsden also had himself a nice game tonight for the Chargers.
This guy looks good,
He
man.
does. He really does. And I mean, for the Chargers, it's good because, I like Keenan Allen. He's 34 years old. Like this is probably it for Keenan. And it's good to find that consistent young, out of the blue tight end come out of nowhere. And then you obviously have your young slot receiver in Ladd. And we'll see what Trey Harris can turn out to be. He did have that touchdown tonight, but all in all, it's good to see Ladd starting to feel more comfortable again, looking like his like last year self. Because we all knew Ladd had the talent, and he's an awesome player. But it's good to see him starting to string together a couple good games for them. And the Chargers defense, just to get to them real quick, they looked like they were back to form. Really well called game. They were all over Carson Wentz. Odafe Owe had a pretty good game. Khalil Mack had a really good game. So just an overall good game for the Chargers, statement game.
Like I already mentioned, held them to 34 yards on the ground. Like that's incredible. I mean, this is Aaron Jones' first game back. Jordan Mason only had 4 touches. Aaron Jones had 5. It was a great game from the Chargers.
The problem is with that too is the Vikings put themselves in position the entire game to throw the ball because they were just down immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
And Carson Wentz, I think, only finished with 144 yards. Again, he looked so unbelievably injured this game. But on the other side, back to the Vikings, because the Chargers, this is a statement win. With the Vikings, it's kind of you're kind of in a spot where you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, who are we? Because I don't know if JJ McCarthy's going to necessarily turn this ship around because I think they have a lot of problems elsewhere as well. Their offensive line's also banged up. I mean, does Christian Darrisaw get hurt every single game?
Seems like it, man.
It's sad because he's an unbelievable player, obviously, but missed most of last year. Left the game again today. They can't get healthy on the O-line. I just, like I said, I'm not a huge believer in JJ, and I understand he's only played 2 games. I don't want to sound like I'm being too critical of him, but he didn't throw the ball out at Michigan. He threw the ball like 15, 20 times a game. And all he has to do is manage in this offense. But we're even seeing when Carson Wentz is managing games, they're still losing because I think there's a lot more issues on this Vikings team than we really think. But their schedule is really hard coming up. They have a really tough schedule, a lot of divisional games. So the Vikings are going to have to really reset, take this mini bye, and try to regroup next week against. I think they play the Lions, so that's a tough game.
They do have the Lions. It's in Detroit too. Just kind of talking about McCarthy a little bit more. This is just an incredible situation to be in as a quarterback on the Vikings. Like, you walk into one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. You have Hawkinson, obviously, who's very good tight end. You have a great O-line. Kevin O'Connell, who's one of the best head coaches in the NFL. It's just like, it's super, super, like, it's a very, very good situation to walk in as a quarterback, especially as a rookie. And I understand he didn't really get many reps, throughout the offseason, just being hurt and all. But I think he's only played one good quarter of football this season before he got hurt again. So the future with him is very kind of shady. So I'll be curious to see how he looks once he comes back. I think there's a chance they said that he could be back for the Lions game. So hopefully that's, a sign of optimism for him. But I don't know if I see much improvement between him and Wentz. I
Yeah,
guess you
and
probably have more upside with McCarthy just because he's a
yeah,
rookie. But at
I
the
agree.
moment, I just don't see much improvement.
And the thing is, too, Sean, is if you're not succeeding in a Kevin O'Connell offense with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, I don't know if you're going to succeed elsewhere as a quarterback. Again, JJ is like 22 years old, so we'll see. I'm hoping for the best for him. He seems like a great kid. He works hard, watches a lot of film. It seems like, but we'll see how it goes. Vikings in a tough spot. Chargers big win in a very tight AFC playoff race.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make from the Chargers. Seems
Yeah,
like last week they looked horrible against the Colts. This week, obviously, they bounced back against the Vikings. They had obviously that great week 1 win against the Chiefs. It seems like they're either like a Super Bowl contending caliber team or they're a team that looks like they don't even belong in the playoffs. There's not really a between. They have to find that consistency.
100%. And they need to get healthy as well on the O line. So Sean, on to our week one, not week one, sorry, week eight,
Yeah.
week 8 pick'ems for this week. A lot of interesting games. So let's just go right down the list. We'll start off with the Cleveland Browns at the New England Patriots Sunday at 1 p.m. Sean, I'll let you start with this one, and I'll take my Patriots last year. Who do you have in this game, and what do you think about this game and this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be stupid to pick against the Patriots. I feel like the Browns are coming off a nice win against a horrible Dolphins team, but I think the Patriots are going to give Dylan Gabriel fits. I just don't think that he's really that great of a quarterback. If they can stop Judkins, I think they shut down their whole offense, and the Pats' run defense has been incredible this year. Um, they obviously have a challenge going against the Browns defense that is very good. It's going to be a tough challenge for Will Campbell going up against Myles Garrett. That's definitely a matchup to look out for, but it should be a good one. It's definitely a game I have marked for this week.
Yeah, I'm worried about the defense, Cleveland's defense, but Dylan Gabriel doesn't scare me whatsoever. If the Patriots end up scoring more than 17 points, it feels like they're going to win the game. Dylan Gabriel, I believe, is around 11 for 33 on passes, 10 plus yards down the field, which we kind of knew that's who he was as a player coming out. I honestly would have been more scared of Shador or Flacco if he was still on the play this game, to be quite honest with you. But to the Pats, if you guys do follow me on my social medias, I make Patriots updates and I make Patriots content on TikTok and Twitter. Sean does it for Buffalo. He makes great stuff. Make sure to go give him a follow on those platforms. But onto the Pats, fully healthy practice set. A couple limited guys, but great to see. Cleveland is coming off a good win, but I just don't think they have enough on offense. Jerry Jeudy's been really underwhelming this year. It's really just been the tight ends and Judkins, and you're relying on Gabriel to be a check down Charlie and to maybe get some points. And the Dolphins defense, as we know, it's not even an NFL defense. So they had their week last week. I think the Patriots handle business here. And they continue their win streak. This is a sneaky game. It definitely is. Drake May could struggle a little bit this game, but all in all, I think the Patriots get the job done. I just don't think Cleveland's going to be able to score enough in this game. So me and Shaw both have the Patriots in this one. On to the next game, Chicago Bears at Baltimore Ravens.
You got Lamar back for the Ravens. This could be the game where we see the Ravens start to turn things around. They're at home. They got their QB1 back. I think that's really not just going to help the passing game, but the running game too. When Lamar's out, you have to focus like strictly on Derrick Henry. And we saw his production hasn't been as good as it has been with Lamar the past few weeks with Cooper Rush at quarterback. So I think getting Lamar back, just creating that dual threat in the backfield is going to be huge for them. Obviously, you still have those problems on defense. Lamar coming back in the lineup does not change the struggles they have encountered on defense. And from what I'm pretty sure there's a stat, the Bears have the most, I think they've scored 21 plus points in every game this year, which is
I think so. Yeah.
it's like the most out of any team. So
It's not really like that impressive offensively because Caleb's been up and down this year, but
yeah, it's just, I mean, if they're consistently putting that much up, I don't think the Ravens are going to have any problem putting that many points up against this Bears defense, but we'll see how it goes. I think this is a bounce back game for the Ravens, and they start to turn things around here.
Yeah, I'm also gonna. God, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the Ravens, especially with Lamar back. It doesn't really matter how the defense is. I think Lamar's gonna have himself a game against this Bears secondary that, unless Kevin Byard's getting turnovers, hasn't been great. I think the Ravens handle business here at home. I think Derrick Henry's gonna have himself a nice game. I just don't really trust this Bears defense. And Caleb's been pretty inconsistent this year, overall. So I'm definitely going to go with the Ravens here. Not definitely. I'm not saying it's a lock, but I'm definitely going with the Ravens here. Um, On to the next game, Dolphins at Falcons.
I'm having trouble with the Falcons as well, figuring out who they are because obviously we all saw them beat my Bills by 10 on Monday Night Football just 2 weeks ago. However, they went into San Francisco and laid an egg. And it just seems like another team where some weeks they look great. Like their defense looks elite. Their defense has probably been the most consistent thing. Their defense looks really good.
Mhm.
But there's some weeks where they just don't look as good. Like they lost, what was it, 30-0 to the Panthers?
Yeah,
Like it's just a
very up and
divisional
down
game.
team.
It's a divisional game where you can't lose by 30 to the Panthers. Like they have games like that, and then they have games like against Buffalo, which is a top tier team, and it's a hard team to read. I do have the Falcons winning this game. I think that they're going to absolutely smother Tua, and I could see this being another game where Tua throws like 3 picks again. So I think that's going to be a challenge. I got Atlanta winning this one.
Yeah, the Falcons, surprisingly, their strength this year has been their defense. I wasn't high on it at all. I wasn't high on the moves at the draft, trading a first to get James Pierce, but it's turned out Raheem Morris did a good job on that aspect. They're very high in DVOA. Their defense has been great this year. They have the number one secondary in the NFL, I believe, in EPA per play, or not EPA per play, but I don't remember what side it was, but their secondary has been really good with AJ Terrell, especially. He's having himself a really good year. Miami, like, they're not the worst team in the league because the Jets exist, and we'll get to them. But I do think Miami is they're in the worst spot out of every team because you're paying your quarterback 60 million upwards of. You still have a head coach that I'm not too sure how he still has a job. And I've spoke to some Dolphins people, and I'll be like, he'll be a good play caller somewhere, because he has a good offensive mind. And even the Dolphins fans are like, yeah, but he hasn't even been a good play caller this year. Like, it's not the same offense that he's used to, right? It's like everything in Miami so dysfunctional.
It just needs like a whole new reset. Like everything needs to be reset.
Tua with his weird comments. Their defense is they can't play man coverage. Jack Jones, like Rasul Douglas has actually had a solid year. Jack Jones, Minka looks washed. Their D line is so overrated. Coming into the year, I thought their front seven was going to be at least passable. They've been horrible. Kenneth Grant hasn't looked like a good pick out of Michigan so far. I'm going to be honest. I'm easily taking Atlanta in this game. This is just a game that and it's in a dome. I know, Tua, dome merchant, whatever. Atlanta's winning this game. They're going to
I don't think it matters too much.
Dolphins O-line is horrible. Their whole team is horrible except for Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle and a couple other pieces. But the Dolphins are so dysfunctional. Give me Atlanta in this game. Their defense is way better. Their offense has way better players. Although I want to get into one thing, Shawn, about Atlanta real quick. Zach Robinson, their play caller, has been horrible. They run like 75% pistol, and it's just it doesn't work for Michael Penix sometimes. You see how up and down they are. They get shut out by Atlanta. They couldn't move the ball against the Niners. But you have Bijan Robinson, you have Drake London, you have Kyle Pitts. When Penix is playing well, he's an above average quarterback. You're lining up in pistol 75% of the time. They're never under center. The offense just is so predictable. But again, we're just talking about this matchup specifically. The Dolphins are going to have zero answer for Bijan Robinson. He might run for 300 yards.
Yeah, this feels like another game he's going to go insane in.
Yeah, and I just can't pick Miami in a football game right now.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned them being predictable. I don't think it matters against the Dolphins defense, to be honest. It just everything's a struggle for the Dolphins right now. They just can't seem to get anything going on either side of the ball.
No, I mean, it's just you know, I still see some people, and I don't want to sound harsh because I want to truly be as unbiased as possible because that's just how we want to be, right? But there are still some people, and it's not a good situation. I'm not saying it is, that are still saying, "Oh, Tua, take him out of there, bring him to a team." It's just like, but like if you watch Tua though, like he just isn't like he's not like people like this. This is how people talk about Tua. Accurate quarterback, can limit the turnovers when the offense is there. It's like, dude, no, he
It's
can't.
not
Not
even that. He's not
it.
even doing that anymore, though.
No, it doesn't look like okay, he throws with anticipation, but it's like if you throw with anticipation and you're throwing off target, then who cares if you throw it with anticipation if you're throwing 3 interceptions a game?
Yeah.
Um, so and if Tua went to like a I don't know, just I could see Pittsburgh trading for Tua, which would be so funny, by the way. But
They'd be
I
worse
just
with him, I think.
I'm so down on Tua. They need to I think Tua's a below average quarterback in a absolutely horrendous situation. So that's obviously never gonna go well. And like we've said 5 times, Miami is just such a mess.
Yeah, time to hit the reset button there.
Yeah. They need a top 5 pick in this year's draft, which is it looks like they're going to get. So me and Sean both going Atlanta here. On to the next game, Bills at Panthers. I'm going to start with this one here. Let Sean go second since he did the Browns Pats game first. So Andy Dalton starting in this game. The Panthers have won 3 in a row quietly. After getting blown
Very
up
quietly.
after getting 30-piece by the Pats at Gillette.
Doesn't feel real that the Panthers are 4-3.
It doesn't. Dude, when the Pats beat them by 30, a longtime Panthers podcast, I think they've been doing it for like 10 years. They tweeted out and they ended their podcast because they were just basically saying, like, we can't keep taking time away from our families to watch this team play. And ever since then, they've won 3 in a row. But
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a team that should
no,
have a winning record, but
I was just
here
gonna
they
say
are.
that. I know. I was just gonna say that though. Like do the Panthers really pose a threat to anybody? Like their defense, I know it's been better this year. JC Horn's elite, Derek Brown's elite, but like when it comes down to it, they don't have their pass rush is non-existent, and their secondary outside of JC Horn, when it comes down to it, is not going to be good enough. And I'm gonna start off by saying I think the Bills are gonna win this game by 15 plus. I think Andy Dalton might have a nightmare in this game. I think he's gonna because I know the Bills aren't the most like efficient defense, like points against wise, and they do give up chunk plays for sure. And some of your guys have had down years,
Sure.
like Christian Benford. And also you guys just aren't healthy, but you guys also when the defense is on, you guys can cause a lot of turnovers, and I could see that happening this game. I could see the Panthers coming in 4-3, they could pull off the upset. I think the Bills are going to put it in their place, show the Panthers, okay, you guys are still a middle of the pack to below average team. I get the Bills in this one to cover the spread and just to get back on track because we haven't seen the Bills look like the Bills in a little bit. And I'll let you talk about your game analysis first, Sean, but I do want to get into the Bills roster in a little bit after you talk about it because I do have some thoughts on the team overall, but I'm taking the Bills over the Panthers in this game.
Yeah, no, I do have us winning this game. No all bias aside, the Bills should win this game. I won't say handedly because I think the Panthers do pose a pretty significant problem with their run game. I mean, Rico Dowdle's been incredible. He's played 2.5 like full games and he's like top 5 in rushing yards.
Yeah,
So
I know.
it's definitely, and we all know how horrible the Bills run defense is. So a mix of him and Hubbard in the backfield could pose problems for us. I think if we are able to slow them down to an average rate, I think we win by 15 to 20. If they're able to run the ball all over us like they have been running the ball, I think this could be a game where they cover the spread or it's a challenging game. I'm not overlooking the Panthers. I do like our history coming off of a bye week. McDermott, I believe, is 7-0 or 8-0 in games after the bye week. So we're very good at, taking in that time to recover and bouncing back strong after you get that time off. We lost 2 games back to back last year as well against the Ravens, horrible game. Then you had the Texans game where Josh went 9 for 30. So they've been in this situation before. They've been in situations where they've lost back to back games. And, I think the mix of that, having the bye week, I think they'll be able to bounce back here in Carolina, and they should win this game with no problem.
So before I get into my thoughts on the Bills roster, I do just back to the defensive side. If you guys can shut the run game down, I trust you guys to be able to play cover one or just play man coverage in general because although Tet, I do like him. He's still young. And I think Christian Benford can handle a young rookie receiver like him. He hasn't had a great start to the year, but if you guys can just stop the run, which is a lot easier said than done against the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
They've been a very efficient run offense.
A combination of their running and our run defenses.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not great,
something to watch.
But if you guys can do that, I trust you guys in man coverage and cover one, cover three sets. But to the Bills roster, Sean, and I watch all football. I watch Red Zone. I watch film. But obviously I don't watch as much Bills as you. But I just want to pose this thought here: is this, not counting Josh's rookie year, is this the worst Bills roster he's worked with yet as a quarterback? And I'm not. I don't want to act. I don't want to seem like I'm overreacting to 2 games because I genuinely thought this coming into the year. And it didn't change my opinion on the outcome because of how good Josh is, because he can do whatever. But just take Allen out and throw an average quarterback in here. I just feel like it's not a great situation to be in. That's kind of my point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Coming into this year, I thought our roster was better than last year. I mean, you replaced Von Miller, who's 36, with Joey Bosa, who I know his recent seasons have been just covered in injuries, but I think he's an upgrade over Von Miller. You got a lot of just internal growth too with guys like Bernard. He just got a big contract. James Cook's getting better. Benford had a great year last year. Obviously hasn't been the same player this year, but on the offensive side of the ball, I wouldn't say necessarily Joshua Palmer's an upgrade over Amari Cooper. He hasn't really been great for us.
No, he's not.
But you have growth with Dalton Kincaid, who's had a great start to the year. It's hard to say that this is the worst roster, but it's definitely up there. 2018, obviously they weren't a playoff team, playoff caliber team yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, they made that wild card game against the Texans in 2019, which that was barely a wild card team. That season didn't even feel real.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's definitely up there, and I think it's a mix of personnel and coaching. I keep saying this, it baffles me.
Joe Brady.
Well, it's not even that. On the defensive side of the ball, it baffles me. We have a defensive-minded head coach along with the defensive coordinator who's calling the plays, and our defense still sucks. I don't know if it's strictly coaching. If we got a high-end defensive coordinator, all of our problems would be solved, or if it's our personnel, because I think we have some solid players on defense.
All 3 levels.
Yeah, but it's just something's not working, man. I don't think they play complementary enough. It's when they're getting pass rushed, the coverage isn't good enough, so they're able to get quick passes off. When the coverage is good, they're getting no pass rush, so the quarterback has all the time in the world. It's just, if they could just play together and all do their jobs at the same time, I think it could be an above average defense. They haven't done it all. They haven't put it all together yet this season.
And here's another thing too, Sean. Post 2022, because that was an unbelievable draft. I don't trust you guys to draft and develop defensive players. We could talk about Kyrie Elam. He was in the 2022 draft, obviously, but that was a great draft. He doesn't even count. TJ Sanders, I know he's been hurt, but me and Sean talk a lot. He's been a little underwhelming, is what you've been telling me. Landon Jackson hasn't even played, really, and he's a 3rd-round pick. Deion Walker's been really
Deion Walker's been very good.
Deion Walker's been really good. And Maxwell Harrison, you can't count because he's been hurt. But
I don't even expect him to get that many snaps when he comes back.
No,
McDermott hates playing first off, he hates playing rookies in general for some reason. He literally does not let them play. But especially a guy who missed training camp, he's just not going to give him that many reps.
Yeah, but you also don't want to rush him back and stunt his growth and just ruin him because you need him because my God, Trey White is horrible.
Yeah, that was there was a lot of optimism. Just I don't know if it was nostalgia about him coming back to Buffalo after being elite all those years, but not even close to the same player, man.
Yeah, but I got the Bills. Sean's got the Bills. And again, we try to take all bias out of this because if I go into a matchup with the Pats and I truly think they're going to lose, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to be biased, but I truly think the Pats are going to beat Cleveland, and I truly think the Bills are going to beat the Panthers this week, and I'm sure Sean thinks the same. On to the next game. This game's a disaster. Jets at Bengals.
I don't see any way the Jets get their first win this week.
No. Cincinnati, I will say, last week, I think to me, that's like, I think that was kind of like a 1 week. I don't know. I just don't trust Joe Flacco. And you can't throw the ball to Jamar Chase 25 times every single game, dude. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Maybe you could.
I know, but I'm talking realistic here, Sean. But the Jets, again, another team, you can't pick them to win. You can't. And
not that it really matters either, but they're not at home either. Like I know they don't really have much of a home field advantage when they are at home, but
and you know what's funny
going against them.
You know what else is funny for the Jets too, Sean? You would think, we're 0-7. Like they're already talking draft talks. Like we're getting the number 1 pick. Oh no, it is closer than you think, buddy. If you win one game, the Dolphins lose. You're not picking number 1. So the Jets, for them, they need to keep losing. Tennessee's really bad too. And the Saints. So the Jets need to keep losing. And the owner doesn't talk to Justin Fields, apparently. Don't really know what that's
a horrible situation there.
I know. But it's the Bengals. I don't care if the Bengals aren't great. The Jets are the worst organization in football. Their defense is overrated. Their offense can't move the ball. I mean, Tyrod Taylor looked horrendous last week when he came in for Justin Fields. He's just getting a little old. And I think the Jets are going to sell when we get into the trade deadline talks
They need to be selling.
Yeah, but I think
they have some pieces on their team where it's like, okay, this guy's like a good player, but he's on the Jets, so he just doesn't look as good.
And a lot of times you got to look at coaching, right? Because their defensive front on paper, it's like, all right, you got Jermaine Johnson, you got Quincy Williams, you got Quinnen Williams, like you got Will McDonald. That's a pretty solid.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's pretty good, but they're not getting after the passer this year. Like they're not doing good. Like in all 4 of those guys, if you add them to a contender, like one of them,
a good addition.
Exactly. Like you're like, oh wow, we just got a real impact player, but it's the Jets. So,
and you got Logan Wilson requesting a trade out of Cincinnati too.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. Logan Wilson has been putrid this year, but again,
just one of the few, I guess you could say, bright spots on their defense. But
over the past couple
he's
years,
captain of their defense, so then he wants out. So it's just another thing going against the Bengals.
He'll have value for sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Pats taking a run at him. I love Spillane, but after him, it's kind of up and down with the second linebacker. Yeah. But so Bengals don't really need to talk about the Jets too much. It's a useless conversation. On to the next game. This one's pretty interesting, actually. Niners at Houston.
This is tough because
is Purdy? I don't know if Purdy's back yet.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure Mac Jones is still their quarterback this week. He's questionable. Purdy's questionable. Pearsall's questionable.
I don't know why this
Lenoir is questionable.
This game to me feels like a weird game. Like, I don't know.
I can't.
Dude, the 40, like, I keep telling myself, Sean, I'm like, oh, the Niners, they're banged up, like this, that. They're not going anywhere. Dude, they're winning games. They're winning ball games, man. They're winning ball games, dude. I don't know what else to say. They're winning ball games, dude. They're
It's like,
finding a way.
how is this team finding a way with Mac Jones at quarterback? But they keep getting it done. Christian McCaffrey is like a top
He's
10 wide
unbelievable.
receiver in the NFL, it feels like, because the guy has like 500 receiving yards as a
Kittle's
running
back.
back.
Kittle's back. I mean, Trent Williams still looks like he's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see how that offense looks against a very good Texans defense. But
Another thing with the Niners too, Sean, they have some really fun players on their defense, like some fun young players. Michael Williams is really good.
yeah,
Bryce Huff, when he's only out there for pass rush situations, but he's been solid. Lenore, you said is he out?
he's questionable.
He's a good young player. They
He'll
have some fun.
probably play, though. I have a feeling he'd probably play.
They have some fun young players on that defense, but what I made a film review video on the Texans, guys. If you want to go check out my TikTok, it's just Matt Cabral, not Matthew Cabral. Their offensive line, it is just. I had to watch the Patriots offensive line last year, and that was a dumpster fire.
This might be
Not
worse.
not a single starter on that line besides Mike Nwenu. And he was playing tackle, so that doesn't count. Houston's it is neck and neck. It is so bad. I mean, they don't have a single returning starter, and Ariante Ursary, who they took in the second round early. Me and Sean had him in some first round mocks. We were both pretty high on him. He looks clueless, to be quite honest with you. I mean, for such a big human being, I don't like the way he sets. He punches kind of weak. But again, he's a guy I would keep around, let him, give him another year. There are other, they got Howard, they got Jake Andrews at center. Jake Andrews was our third string, the Patriots third string center for like 4 years. I mean, they're in a bad line. And CJ Stroud, he's not elite, but he's a good quarterback. We can all agree on that. If you watch CJ Stroud when he actually has time, he's a good quarterback, good player. He doesn't have time. He never has time. So no quarterback would succeed in that offense. Like, even if Josh or Mahomes were in there, I mean, they would do their thing, but they would look significantly worse.
It would be bad. I mean, I've told Matt before, like, I think Stroud's a good quarterback. I think people are just kind of out on him right now because his production as of late hasn't been as good. But I mean, Matt's watched the film. Their offensive line is just putrid. Like, he literally can't do anything. He can't process anything. Matt mentioned it in his video. Like, he's starting to gain happy feedback there. And it looks like this week Nico Collins is in concussion protocol too. So if he's out him too, Christian Kirk's questionable as well. It's just, you're relying on Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel to be your top pass catchers who are still kind of unproven. It's just, their offense as a whole is just not reliable at all.
Yeah, no, Sean, that's a good point. A lot on top of the offensive line, their receivers aren't separating either. Like, Christian Kirk has been a non-factor this year. So pretty much their offensive infrastructure is it's bad. Their play calling is not good. Their offensive line, bottom of the barrel, and Stroud can't do nothing on that line.
Yeah, it's just crazy. They went from a divisional round team. I mean, Herbert kind of handed them that wild card game against the Chargers, but I mean, they held the Chiefs to like a good game in the divisional round, and then now they're 2-4 to start the year.
It still baffles me. Like, why would you trade Laramie Tunsil? Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you trade him? Like, you're still developing your young quarterback. You're still developing your young quarterback. Why would you trade your top, like, one of your best players?
Your young quarterback who just had a down year compared to his rookie year too. Like, he just showed signs of regression. You would think that trading away your left tackle would have made him worse.
Like, dude, take away the penalties because he had a bad penalty problem.
Yeah, but like still,
why would you trade him away for peanuts, dude? Like, he wasn't the end all be all because they had 4 other spots that need to be filled. But I don't know what they're doing. But all in all, we kind of just yapped about the rosters there. We didn't really give like a game pick. I'm taking Houston. I think they're gonna win that game at home. I think their defense is gonna have a really good game. I think they can win that game like 13-10, like an ugly win. I'm gonna go with Houston.
Yeah, I'll take Houston. I agree. I think they're gonna hold the Niners to a small point total, but they won't put up many points themselves. I don't see them going over 20. if they're going to win this game, it's going to have to be like a 17-10, 17-14 type game. It's going to be pretty ugly. I think it might change a little bit if Purdy plays. I'm not 100% sure if he's playing or not, but I have the Texans like barely beating them.
I think last year too, because their line was bad, but you had Diggs and Dell healthy with Collins, and it just kind of took a lot of like steam off the line where it's like, oh, like you got three
They're still like
receivers.
good receivers at least, yeah.
You got three receivers getting open consistently, whereas now Nico hurt, you have none. And your second round pick and Jaden Higgins has been really, really inconsistent. Haven't really loved what I've seen from him, but I'm going with Houston. I'm talking all negative about Houston that I'm taking them. It's kind of funny, but it's just like a weird.
They're not a good overall team at the moment, but
no,
like
but the thing is, Sean, this game, it's their season. Like if they want a chance at still sneaking in, like they have to win. They don't have
3-4 sounds a lot better than 2-5.
Yeah, exactly.
That way.
Next game up, we have the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I got the Eagles taking this one. I don't see Jackson Dart beating the Eagles twice in 1 year. It just doesn't really make sense to me, especially in Philadelphia. I think the Eagles take care of business that game.
Yeah. I want to say the Giants are going to finish with a very bad record because their schedule, they play every team in the NFL, but it finally looks like they have some direction. And I don't want to say, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I think Sean knows what I'm going to say, but just as players, Jackson Dart gives you some sort of direction, right? You look at Jackson Dart, how he's playing right now. He's not perfect, but you can at least be like, okay, he's going to be our quarterback next year. We don't have to draft a quarterback for like the 5th year in a row, it seems like. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but Jackson Dart will be your quarterback next year. He's shown a lot of signs where, he could be the guy. He needs to clean up some stuff. He needs to be more clutch, to be quite honest with you. I mean, that Broncos game, I don't care if it's just been one game. That's inexcusable.
I wouldn't really put all that even on him, though.
That interception he threw was bad.
Right, obviously.
That was bad.
But their kicker missed many important kicks. Their defense let up 30-plus points in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah.
I'm not a Jackson Dart defender, but I wouldn't put that game completely on him.
But anyways, they killed the Eagles last time. The Eagles past game looked alive. I'm sure me and Sean will talk about Jalen Hurts a lot, these next coming episodes. We have pretty mixed opinions on him, but
you're starting to come along.
I think the Eagles take care of business at home in this one. It's going to be a fun game, I think, just because divisional game. But I do think the Eagles handle business against the Giants at home. So we both have the Eagles there. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at New Orleans Saints. I'm taking Bucks clean. I probably should be a clean sweep Bucks. I mean,
I think they cover the spread of 4.5 too.
It's that low?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because they've played in literally all one-score games this year.
Yeah, but
okay.
I don't know. Baker coming off a bad loss too. I feel like he's going to get a bounce back game against the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints are kind of a get-right opportunity for the Bucks as a whole, just as a team. Spencer Rattler, he's looked pretty good this year. Until last game, he was not. But I think Spencer Rattler will be the quarterback for the Saints next year, Sean. I really do. I don't think this quarterback, and me and Sean will get into plenty of draft talk in a couple months, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But going into the year, we're like, okay, this is a year you want to tank for a quarterback. It's like looking at it now, 3 months later, it's like it's not at all. Like you're banking on Dante Moore at Oregon, where it's like he's kind of had like 1 year of good production, and then the kid from Illinois. But yeah, I'm taking the Bucks here, and it could be a close game, divisional game in New Orleans. Superdome is a hard place to play, but I'm taking the Bucks 100%. This next game is one of the most interesting ones of the week, Sean. Dallas Cowboys at Denver Broncos.
Do the Denver Broncos continue?
Can I start, Sean? Because I have a point to make. I think Denver is due for it. Like, I think after that last week, I think they are in for such a letdown opportunity. Doesn't it just feel that way?
It
Like,
does,
like,
and the
and
Cowboys
Dallas,
are coming off, like, an incredible offensive game. Like, Dak should be, like, top 3 in MVP voting this year. Like, he's playing incredible, if
yeah.
not win it.
Well, yeah, because if Dallas somehow sneaks into the playoffs, like it's solely because of Dak, because
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Their
the
defense is
defense is
horrible.
awful. Traded Micah away. By the way, real quick, Sean, Jerry Jones looking to add defensive help. What are you doing? You had a top 10 player in the NFL on your team, but
Like,
we'll
bro,
get
you had the defensive help on your team, and then you got rid of him, and now you want it again.
and by the way, Kenny Clark has been invisible this year. He looks
Yeah, I
old.
know. And I
So
think it's ironic he said that, I mean, unless they're planning on using these picks in a trade at the deadline, but, like, he said that they were gonna potentially use those picks to trade for a player right now, and they
yeah,
haven't touched those picks yet.
no.
I
And
mean,
by
it's
the
Jerry
way,
Jones, so I can't say I'm really surprised that he's not following up on it, but
we talked about this too a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago when the trade happened. Those picks are going to be like in like the late 20s because Green Bay is going to be what we think of, probably like a top 3 seed or,
yeah.
at least almost win their division, make it a couple rounds into the playoffs. So it's like you're pretty much trading it for 2 second rounders, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, whatever. We're not getting into that, but back to this game. Denver, the defense did not look good last week, although their defense is still great. Nick Bonito, all 3 levels. I can talk about Riley Moss has been amazing this year, by the way.
He has.
He's keeping Johnny Barron off the field, quite frankly. He's barely played this year or barely been accumulated into that defense, but the Broncos defense is great. It's elite versus elite on both ends for that. And I think Dallas is going to win this game. I really do. I think Dallas's offense, again, they're humming right now. They got CD back. CD looked great last week. George Pickens.
He's so fun to watch, man.
I love CDs. My favorite receiver in the league outside of Keyshawn Booty, Stephon Diggs, Paul Douglas. But but George Pickens, he's earned himself a huge contract in the offseason. Like, he has been really good this year. Seems like he's a little more out of his head, too. Like, he's been more, like, focused.
He seems locked in.
He's been more focused on football.
Yeah.
I think you just need to get out of Pittsburgh, and he has been a awesome complementary piece with CD, and without, he was a top 5 receiver in the NFL. But I think Dallas is going to win this game. I'm not high on Bo Nix. Great comebacks. I don't want to take this away from him. Eagles win great. This last game, you shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Unbelievable fourth quarter, but I am just not high on Bo Nix. He's a check down merchant. If you look at all the throws he had on those drives, it was like 4 yards, 3 yards, like 5 yards, screenplay, 4 yards, 3 yards. So it was just like Bo Nix is a system quarterback, which is fine. If you win with the guy, then who cares what he is? But
Yeah.
I
think I agree with you on the Cowboys. The only thing that I think could lead them to a loss really is if the Broncos pass rush just causes a ton of problems. Because I mean, Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith, what I'm seeing, are both questionable.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a huge Cowboys follower, so I don't know like what the status is on if they're like expected to play or not. But I mean, if you're down both those guys, that's 2 guys in the O line that you don't want to miss against the Denver Broncos pass rush. Nick Bonito obviously having a DPOI type season, so those are 2 guys you want to have.
Yeah, I mean, not even just Nick Bonito, John Franklin Myers, awesome.
Zach Allen.
Jonathan Cooper, like they have a really, really good defensive line.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough, but this is like another hot take, I guess, because it's in Denver. But I do think Dallas is gonna win.
Denver's undefeated at home too.
Yeah, I think Dallas is gonna win this game. I just love how their offense is playing. So I'm going with Dallas. Sean is as well, I think.
Yep.
Next game. Jeez, this might be Titans and Colts.
Yeah, this one's brutal. You got a spread of 14.5 here.
I mean, Sean, let's just take a minute to talk about the Colts. We don't need to talk about the Titans. They're useless to talk about. Cam Ward, he shows flashes here and there, but he's so inaccurate.
He needs a team, man.
He does.
They need to get a team around him.
They paid Dan Moore $80 million. $80 million.
Sums up the Titans right there, bro.
He has been horrible for them. $80 million for Dan Moore. I'll say it again. But to the Colts, I mean, what a team. Like if you're talking like a just a casual football watcher, they know like the big names. I guarantee they probably couldn't name besides Jonathan Taylor a lot of players in the Colts. Dude, their receiving core is so good. Like it's good. It's not elite. It's just so good. Like they all complement each other. Downs, Pierce, Pittman, Adonai Mitchell has his issues. But
Tyler Warren has
I was
been
gonna
great.
get to him. He's been a top 5 tight end, top 3 maybe. Like you got Pierce. He's one of the best downfield targets in the NFL. You got Downs. He's a shifty. He can also catch the ball downfield. Michael Pittman looks back to his normal form. Jonathan Taylor is arguably the best player in football. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, he's having a career year this year, man.
Their offensive line, Quentin Nelson, is maybe the protector of the year. Daniel Jones is comeback player of the year. So, or him or Dak. I'd probably give it to Dak, honestly. But regardless, you know what I'm saying. Daniel Jones has been awesome. And he's really credit goes to Shane Steichen. Let's be honest here. I mean, Shane Steichen is the reason why not the only reason.
Big reason,
but
bro.
It's like a 75-25 because I mean, we just see how brilliant this guy is, like the way he draws up the offense for Daniel Jones. And
he's executing it perfectly though.
100%. And quarterbacks don't just magically go from like awful to amazing just because of how they're playing. Like
Daniel Jones was a safety a year ago.
Baker, Liam Cohen, and Baker's awesome, but Liam Cohen was a huge part in Baker Mayfield doing that. Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell. It's just these brilliant offensive quarterback minds, and we're seeing it with Daniel Jones. And if he keeps playing like this, he's going to get paid $40-50 million next year. And there's no reason for the Colts to even think about their backup quarterback and Anthony Richardson. He might be a Ram. I could see that, which would be a great spot for him.
It would be, honestly.
Could develop him.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, this is even if they don't cover the spread, like they could win
this game.
They could have a letdown game, but even if they do, they're gonna win the game. So I'm going with the Colts.
This could be another game where Taylor goes for like 150.
Yeah, especially if Jeffrey Simmons doesn't play because
the Titans are just such a mess, man. I mean, they literally came out and said they were willing to trade everyone but Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons. Like they have no faith that anyone could be part of the future there. And so they just want to move on.
Here's the thing though, like everyone but Jeffrey Simmons and Cam Ward, it's like, okay, it's
not much there. That just kind of shows you though, like their team just
like they got some nice complimentary guys like Arden Key, Tavondre Sweat, Calvin Ridley. Like I'm all set on him. Next game. Packers at Steelers.
And the Steelers.
Is this Aaron Rodgers' first time playing against Green Bay? I think so.
I want to say he played.
Because he didn't play the whole. I think this is his. I think
this is his first game back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Pittsburgh still, but it's first game back against the Steelers. I have the Packers taking this one. I think their pass rush is going to get to Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, Broderick Jones doesn't tackle him on his way back to protecting him. I mean, I just feel like if the Packers can shut down DK Metcalf, they don't have much outside of him in the receiving game. I guess Freiermuth had a solid week last week, but I think the Packers take care of business here. Yeah,
I'm going Green Bay. Their defense is the Steelers' offensive line is gonna have a tough time with Micah and Rashawn Gary. I love the Packers roster. Their offense is but give me the Packers in this game over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is kind of starting to come back down to earth a little bit.
I think they're frauds.
Yeah. Last game of the week, Commanders at Chiefs. This is
Chiefs are winning this one by a lot.
With no Daniel. Yeah. The Commanders are going to be put in a tough spot, Sean. They're going to be put in a tough spot.
They might be 3-5.
Well, they're going to be because they're not winning this game.
Yeah.
But
they're going to be 3-5.
So the Chiefs and they could not have played the Chiefs at a worse time, by the way. I mean, the Chiefs are playing the
Chiefs are
best
playing the best football they've played in the past maybe 2 years. I mean, well, they
easily.
made the Super Bowl, I guess. They look better
Regular
right now.
regular regular season,
They
this is
look
the
better
best.
right now.
Yeah.
Chiefs are playing great. Daniels is out. The Commanders are
McCoy
on a low. They're up against the wall right now. It's just
Marshawn Lattimore might be the worst cornerback in the
yeah.
NFL.
I'm pretty sure the Commanders have the worst coverage grade in the NFL. They're gonna have a tough time with Rashee Rice, Worthy, and Hollywood Brown. It's gonna be a tough game,
Yeah. So,
especially in Kansas City at Arrowhead. They
oh yeah,
just
it's a nightmare. Monday Night Football nightmare.
yeah.
So
I'd be
that's
surprised
gonna
if the Chiefs didn't win by like at least 15. I'm gonna
that's
be
gonna do it
honest.
for our pick'em. We'll end the episode off with just some trade rumors talks. We've seen a lot of names floating around like Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Max Crosby. That's not
Jacoby
happening.
Myers.
Kobe Myers. Who is your like lock out of all these names that are getting talked about to get moved, and where do you think he's gonna go?
I think Jacoby Myers gets moved. I mean, he literally just straight up said he does not want to be a Raider. Like he's just trying to play good football and keep his value up.
He's a professional, man.
Yeah, he's just doing his job, but he doesn't like where he's playing. He requested a trade before the season
Yeah,
started.
I know.
His views haven't changed clearly. It's tough to predict a team. I don't know.
I think he could go to
I feel like
Pittsburgh.
I feel like he could be a Patriot too, though. Like just going back to New England, they're a team. I think they could use another receiver. I know you love Booty and Diggs and all those guys, but I feel like if they get another guy with him, it's just another great target for May.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with you, Sean, on
Steelers
Myers.
is a good pick too, though.
I 100% agree with you on Myers, 100%. But I don't think the Pats are going to trade for a receiver at the deadline. I think they're okay with what they have. Kayshon Bouttie's been he's been so reliable for May, and Stephon Diggs has been just what the Patriots could have asked for out of him as a leader too, not even just as a player. I mean, he's been awesome. I I don't want to just say Myers because you said him. So I think Rashid Shaheed's going to get traded. I don't think they're going to move Olave. I think Shaheed's going to get traded. I actually think he could go to the Bills. That's who I think Rashid Shaheed's going to go to. Give you guys that true speedster deep threat. Because I understand Keon Coleman, he's an X. He's a contested catch guy. He's not fast. Rashid Shaheed could be your true deep threat, and he could be like the Amari Cooper of last year. Obviously, a completely different player, but I think that's my pick for my trade. And there's going to be a lot of other guys to get moved, and we'll talk about this in future episodes. But that's going to do it for episode 1 of the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will keep you guys updated on when our next episode is going to come out. Make sure to go follow Sean on Twitter and at TikTok, Buffalo Banter, me on Twitter and TikTok, Matthew Cabral. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys.